Hey, welcome back to the show. If you're new, my name's Todd, and this is Greenhorn Barbecue and Beer, where we show you guys how to barbecue right. And along the way, you guys learn from our mistakes and go on to be a better cook. That's our goal. As you know, in the previous video, we picked up this Yoder Wichita Loaded smoker locally here in Southern California, up in Simi Valley. So right off the bat, there were a few things that I wanted to improve with this smoker. And one is the Smokestack, and the other is the firebox. The charcoal grate in the firebox is too wide, and it lifts the wood and the charcoal up a little bit too high, in my opinion, to get a nice direct airflow coming through the vents and into the smoke chamber. Seems like most of the smoke, or most of the air, is forced to go up under the grate, and then it reaches a kind of a natural wall by all the wood and charcoal that you have there. So what I'm going to do is cut the grate down a little bit to lower it, and as a guide I'm going to be using the size of the ash rake that was included in the Loaded Wichita. So I'm not going to go lower than that in case I need to, scrape out some ashes. And then what we're going to do is improve the seal on the smokestack. As you can see here, it's shaking freely, and I got this thumb screw locked down, and there's just a really good gap. I'll try to get a good view for you exactly how big of a gap it's in there, but it's atrocious. It's pretty bad gap. I know that they designed it this way in order to save some cost in shipping. Theoretically, that cost would be passed on to me, but in doing so, they no longer weld them on, and the customer is forced to make up for that deficiency. I think they should probably include not only the touch-up paint that you get from Yoder, some high-heat silicone sealant or something to fill that gap, and also maybe a better method of securing that thing. It's just, to me, that's sloppy, but I bought it, and so now it's up to me to fix it. So I think I could do that. So I'm going to come up with a couple different methods to do this little project. Really, there's only a few things I need, and I've got some grease cutting general purpose cleaner. I'm going to clean off some of the grease with some grill cleaner. Then we got the ultra black gasket maker, high temperature, a little bit of tape, and a saw-off wheel, and a few rags and stuff to make this all happen. Please, 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 when you're using power tools, wear eye and ear protection. Gloves is always nice. Make sure you have a nice clean area, because sparks are going to fly when you're cutting metal, and you don't want to light any fires unless you're going to smoke some meat. Probably could use a bigger bucket. I decided to go back on some of my Navy training from way back when and use some jute twine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wind it around the first couple inches of this pipe. My goal is I'm going to fill in this space that we have around here, as well as use that high temperature gasket maker and get a nice press fit in there, and then I'll use this set screw to hold it in place. Okay, so now I got this RTV silicone bead. right there around the front. Reach in from the back there. Create kind of a press seal. Fill the crack from that side. Okay, what I did here is I put some of that RTV right on the jute twine, and I'm just going to press it on in. Alright, tighten this up. Pair of pliers, setting it where I want it. I don't intend to loosen this up for a very long time. Okay, one last thing I'm going to do around here is put a bead right on the outside here to avoid any water getting in there. I'm not trying to get it all the way up in there. Just a nice little bead. Alright, you can kind of see the inside pretty nicely there. So there was a little bit of a lip on the smoker body itself that the stack pressed up against just slightly, and I'm just gonna let that sit up just the way it is. I'm not gonna disturb it. I think I got it right now. They put a little stop right there, a little bung or whatever. The hole in the smoker is actually slightly smaller than the stack, so it doesn't even rest up against that. So I don't know, I may grind it off someday, but I'll just leave it there for now. But anyway, I'm not seeing any light coming through that thing. I really packed it in there, and I think we're just going to let that set up. Okay, one little last detail before I call it quits for this video, but a lot of people are mistaken that they level their smoker and they don't allow for the drainage to happen. So you should have your smoker leveled side to side, but as far as the long way is concerned, you want to have a right bubble, and if you're draining to the left, so not too much of a bubble, but just enough to give it a little bit of flow. And you can kind of get an eyeball for it for raising the left side, but I'd say probably quarter-inch drop for every 10 inches or so. Now maybe that's too much, but you get the picture. But don't forget this little detail, otherwise you might have grease and drippings going back in your firebox and causing a grease fire, and you don't want that. Alright folks, there we have it. We sealed up the smokestack, lowered the fire grate, wood grate, a little bit more to get a better airflow in there, and all we got left to do is try it out. So tomorrow we're going to be doing our first pulled pork on this monster here, and you know, Boston butt, pork butt. It's actually the shoulder of the pig, so every pig's got two. We're not talking butts, but anyway, known as a Boston butt, we're going to do it tomorrow. So that's going to be a special treat for us, because we can't wait to see how it comes out and taste that good old smoked flavor that you can only get on a real stick burner like this. So anyway, until next time, be sure to like the video, subscribe, hit the bell. Please comment with your suggestions of other mods to this smoker here. Definitely share your videos with us, and we can collaborate a little bit. Let us know what you're up to. See ya.